It seems like everyone is telling you to automate more. And there are times when that's terrible advice. My name is Daniel Ndukwu, and in this video, I'm going to show you when automation is actually a horrible idea. How to know when automation is actually right for you, and the impact that automation done well can have on your organization. Now, there's a very common assumption that automation can save time, save money, and is like the best thing since sliced bread. Well, it's true. It does those things. According to McKinsey Group, automation technologies can actually take over 57% of the work hours in the United States. In addition, Zapier said that 6 in 10 RevOps teams said that their problems are taken care of partially or completely by automation. But this only happens if you meet a specific condition that most people skip. And I'm going to tell you about that in a moment. Now, if you skip this step, you'll be a casualty. One of the people who tried automation, but it didn't work out for them. It'll end up with you buying an expensive automation tool, being locked into a contract, and bleeding money and time trying to fix the thing that's supposed to be saving you money and time. So one of the most telling signs of bad automation is how people that are supposed to be using the automation system behave. In a 2024 study, it was found that of 3,000 financial analysts, legal professionals, and healthcare workers, 72% of them regularly avoid or circumvent the automation systems that are in place to help them. You don't do that unless the thing is broken. In another stat by the MIT Media Lab, it found that 95% of automation projects fail and only 5% produce meaningful improvement in the workplace. Now, here's the problem. Automation doesn't change what your process is already doing. It just does it faster and allows you to scale whatever that process is with fewer people. So if the process is already broken, it misses steps, it doesn't have the right approval chain, missing documents, missing equipment, whatever the case may be. If it's broken, automation will amplify that. So you go from one person that makes a mistake every now and then and kind of catches their mistakes to automation making that mistake every time the process is run consistently. For example, let's look at a document workflow with a broken approval step. So you have this document workflow, and when it comes to approval, either the person that's approving it is the wrong person, the person that's approving it doesn't know what they're doing, or what they're even checking is the wrong thing. So things get approved and it's a mistake. All automation does is make sure that that person approving gets it faster or approves faster. So all of this is to say that if you have a broken process, automation won't help you. So before you automate, you need to make sure your processes are ready for that. And there are 3 questions you can ask yourself to make sure that you're ready for the big leagues. First and foremost, can you describe every step of this process without guessing? Do you know that step 1 is X, step 2 is Y, step 3 is A, step 4 is B? If you can't do that, then you're not ready for automation. Secondly, when you're doing this thing manually, before you ever think of automated, does it produce the expected outcome consistently? Obviously, there are mistakes. Mistakes happen. It's life. But does it consistently produce the expected outcome? If it's a document workflow, does it consistently produce an error-free document that goes out for signing and then actually get it signed? If you cannot answer yes to this, that means the process has some kinks that need to be worked out. And do you know who owns each step? Now, do you know that John from legal owns step 1 and Bob from operations owns step 2? Is it clear to you as well as whoever owns that step? And it may not be a specific person, it can be a specific function. Whatever the case is, everyone knows who owns it. Now, if you answer no to any of these questions, you need to work on it. We do have a tool that you can use completely free. You can see it in the link down below that helps you actually map out your process and optimize that process so that you can skip the broken automation step. So you can actually fix your processes before you go and automate it. So at the end of the day, automation is a multiplier. Whether the process is good or the process is bad, automation will multiply that. It is not a silver bullet. It is not a magic bullet. So you first need to do the unsexy work of fixing your processes or making sure your processes are ready for automation before you go ahead and get the fancy tool and get the consultant and pay all of this money to automate a broken process. When you do that, when you take the time to do that right, that's when your savings show up. Now, if you're interested in automation, operations, all of that good stuff, then be sure to subscribe to Dégagé. It's our newsletter that I'm actually the writer of. It's for busy operators who hate wasting time. So if you're in the trenches growing or running a business, this newsletter is for you. And again, we have a free tool down below, completely free to use, that you can actually plug in the steps of your automation, or rather your process, and see if it's ready to be automated. So that's it for this video. Leave a comment down below and make sure you subscribe if you're into this wonderful world of operations, automation, and really running a business to the best of your ability.